Rolling up my sleeves today because we got to get serious, all right? It seems like Nintendo could be lying straight to our faces, and that's not cool. What's going on, everybody? It's Zach from SwitchForce. Hope you're having a fantastic day. It's been a wild week. A ton of announcements for next week. Mario Day is getting a lot of fanfare. Mario Kart is getting its next expansion, and the Switch 2 leaks are out of control, made even more interesting by the fact that Nintendo had a Chinese factory leaker permabanned, even though they didn't say anything, just seemingly as a preventative parenting technique. You know what we use every single day, but never gets enough attention? Our internet browser. It's something we're using all the time, but it's more of an annoyance than something we enjoy. No longer, because today's video is brought to you by Opera GX, an internet browser made specifically for gamers like you and me. This thing has made my life and my work and my play all so much better because it's got awesome specified features like GX Control, which allows me to make sure that my internet browser isn't taking up too much of my memory or too much of my CPU, so I can continue to game and edit without worry. Plus, it's got great customization, especially for someone that's recording late into the night and live streaming early in the morning. No more giant bright flashing screens. You can set Opera GX to a nice dark mode with lovely subtle neon colors that make everything just that much more comfy and cozy for your eyes. This browser also has GX Corner, an amazing hub for games where I can check in on the latest release dates, the best sales, and even play games directly through Opera GX. It's clear that Opera GX is the absolute best for people like you and me. They even have GX Mobile, so you can use the browser on your phone too. So make sure to click the link in the description down below, or use my fancy futuristic QR code on screen to download the Opera GX browser right now. Every time you click the link or use the QR code, it helps support the channel. Plus, instead of something you put up with, it's time to make your internet browser something you love. Now, today is different, but still fills into the same narrative that Nintendo is just being very strange, very deceptive. Okay, before I get to their lie, I want to talk about a few other things that have popped up this morning, including Riddler Koo, who is one of the most prominent famous Pokemon leakers, confirming that the leaker, the Switch 2 leaker from the Pokemon Presents, is legit. So he is saying in his almighty Pokemon wisdom that this person does have correct info and is legit. So there's extra bonus point confirmation. And let me know in the comments down below if you feel like Nintendo is just scamming us all here. I mean, for good reason, I guess, but still nonetheless lying. But let me also tell you that Jeff Grubb made some weird comments also yesterday, very strange, basically saying that like the new console he's heard about, the one heavily rumored now to launch later this year, or at least be announced, it's not a Switch Pro and it's not a Switch 2. It stays in the Switch family. He said something like, it may not be a Switch Pro or Switch 2, it may be something in between to continue the Switch generation. Now, I was trying to figure out what the heck exactly Jeff Grubb means here, and I have to say I think it's kind of like nothing. I think he's basically saying that Nintendo may not label it a successor, they may not label it an enhanced model, it may just be like the next Switch. Like, the Switch OLED has OLED after Switch, and the Lite has LITE, but they're still Switches. And I think what he's trying to say is like, it may still be a Switch, maybe even in form factor, it's just beefier. Like perhaps in the same way that the V2 Switch made like slight tweaks to make the Switch better, maybe this Switch looks exactly the same, but just makes a monumental shift in its internal power and hardware. That could be what he's getting at, but I don't want to get too caught up on this. It seems weird to say like it may not be a Switch Pro or Switch 2, it may be something in between to continue the Switch generation, because I think we always thought they'd continue the Switch generation. I think we always thought that they would retain this sort of naming convention, this idea, like not like, oh, it's something totally different. And I don't know how a Switch Pro doesn't also continue the Switch generation, but alas, we'll have to wait and find out. All right, now to the juicy bits where Nintendo... Okay, so let me set this up for you, all right? And let me know your take in the comments down below, please. Nintendo and the Pokemon Company collaborated on the Pokemon Presents, right? They have to talk about release dates and things together. And they very clearly stated that the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet DLC will launch in fall 2023 and winter 2023. Now, this was very odd because we were expecting a summer launch window, but they opted for fall and winter. Teal in the fall, Indigo in the winter. But they did definitely say 2023. They didn't say TBD. They didn't say at a later date. They said 2023. We've already been suspicious of that because those are crunched together. We also have the leak saying that Nintendo is going to release a patch for Scarlet and Violet that ties into the launch of the second DLC. We also have the Switch 2 stuff, so are they really going to put out DLC right when the system, I don't know. It seems to be a mess. And then, go to your eShop right now, all right? Go to your eShop. One of the main things you can click on is Pokemon Scarlet Game Plus DLC and Pokemon Violet Game Plus DLC. Click on the DLC. It takes you to this page here. I'll show it on screen, but I also want to physically show you so you know this is has not been changed. You scroll down and it shows you what's included in the bundle contents. New uniform set that you get on February 27th, the day of the Pokemon Presents. Boom. They let you know that, hey, we're ready to go. We're ready to give this to you, and we will let you know, hey, 2/27. Then the Teal Mask is estimated to launch on December 31st. Now that makes sense because 12/31 is utilized as a date, a placeholder when you don't know the date. So it could launch in September, it could launch in October, it could launch in November, and it would be fine. But the Indigo disc down here, the second half of the DLC, it says estimated release date April 30th, 2024. Winter 2023. Let's talk about what winter means. I looked this up today. I was Googling and trying to figure out what does winter 2023 mean. And some places believe that winter 2023 means actually we're in it right now. Like winter 2023 would be like December to March of 2023, December 2022 to March 2023. But obviously that's not what Nintendo means. So then other places label winter 2023 as December 2023 to March of 2024. But that's not even in March. That is April. Now, that doesn't even line up with the end of Nintendo's fiscal year, which concludes at the end of March. That is April. That is a random April. Why? Do they know that this is actually going to launch in 2024? Are they really just trying to mask and hide that they have a big console launch at the end of the year? All of their statements, we're skipping E3 because it doesn't line up with our plans. The DLC is winter 2023. Is all of it just a big ruse, a big lie to conceal and hide their big surprise? Now, you could argue that, okay, they're doing all of this for a good reason. They want us to be shocked and awed come July when they unveil the system, and then a big, fantastic, fun holiday with an ultra-powerful Switch that actually can run things at fantastic resolution and great frame rate, and they deliver graphical patches so Scarlet and Violet just sing once you play the Indigo disc. The motivation could be good, but it really feels like Nintendo is up to something, and it really feels like there's something lurking. I mean, they went and permabanned somebody who didn't even leak anything recently. They deleted the thread that he used to post, and they permabanned him. They had him permabanned so that he couldn't leak anything further. They're taking unique actions. They're weirdly mislabeling DLC on the eShop and not correcting it. They've got a $70 game coming out. They supposedly have a graphics patch for Scarlet and Violet. What is going on here? Very, very, very weird times for Nintendo. And the only logical way I could figure this out that does not lead us to something big at the end of the year is that if they're labeling DLC 1 as 12/31, they don't want people to think that the DLCs come out the same day. So they randomly picked a 2024 date so that they would not make it seem like they come out the same day by labeling them both 12/31 to indicate 2023 launches. But couldn't they have just done that a different way? Like put TBD or TBA or after DLC 1 or anything of that sort? Why are they listing it as April 24th, 2024? Why? Do they just like the number 4? Why did they tell us winter 2023? Why on the eShop does it say 2024? And why is it not utilizing the very commonly accepted 12/31 placeholder release date at the end of the year like the first DLC when you told us that both of them are releasing this year? And why then did they not use March 31st as the end of their fiscal year, the end of sort of the winter season, winter 2023? Why did they not do any of these things but instead opted for April 24th? The same exact time that all of this Switch 2, Switch successor stuff is going down and happening and leaking out. I think we are really in for a world of lies. And maybe at the end of the day, we're like, thanks for lying. It meant you were doing something really cool. But Nintendo is up to no good. They are up to something here, and I Look, maybe it's a Switch Lite OLED. I don't know. Maybe we're misreading it. Maybe it's actually something less exciting, but something is up at the big end. Something is up over there in Japan. Something is up over there in the state of Washington. Something is going on with NOA and NOJ and NOE, and they're all lying. Because this Pokemon DLC thing is strange as all heck, and they're permabanning people, and they're saying that E3 just doesn't line up with their plans. Sorry, guys. We wanted to be there. We support the ESA tenfold. We just... What are they doing? What's going on? Hopefully we can figure this out soon. Jeff Grubb continues to talk more and more about it. I feel like Nintendo probably can't ninja everyone. Maybe we'll get more sooner rather than later, because if this system is coming this year at the end of the year or even early next year, those conveyor belts have to start moving soon. This summer, we will definitely see production kick up, and at that point, I don't know, can you keep everybody under wraps? Can you keep everything locked down? And will there be more and more interesting, unique, weird fibs like this one, where the DLC is April 24th, even though we straight up told you winter 2023, and no matter what source you trust, winter 2023 sure is not April 2024. That's not a normal placeholder. That's not a typical convention. What is going on? If you have any ideas, solutions, strange theories, please fill me in. I'd love to know. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, everybody, love you lots. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, stay positive out there. And let's just hope Nintendo's lying, because that means like the coolest 2023 we could possibly have. All right, until next time, thanks again, everybody. Stay safe. SwitchForce out.